All right, welcome everybody to the Express and Reflect uh, teaching sequence. All right, so let me just start this going. This will get you started on the path to writing your own Express and Reflect. I get it right. All right, so the things that you're looking to do as a writer for this writing purpose are the first one is uh, creating sections of your story. So break it into uh, conceivably 4 sections: beginning, middle, end, and lesson learned. But I'll get to that at the end. All right, and you're going to have a subheading for each section. Okay. The second thing you're going to focus on is showing, not telling. Okay. And that's using your 5 senses, or what we call sensory language, to describe events in your story. So instead of saying, it rained, I got wet, you'd say, the wind blew wet droplets across the brim of my nose, and I could feel the rain sliding down my neck as I got across the street. All right. Sequencing is the next piece. All right. So you're going to be doing a beginning, a middle, and an end, but we use transitional words to help our writing flow. So first, I walked down the street. Next, I saw the signal to cross the street. After that, I ran to get past that car. Finally, I was across the street. Those words, what we call transitional words, are what help the sequencing flow as a writer. And then the last thing that you are going to focus on as a writer in the express and reflect writing purpose is the lesson you learned from experiencing this. So, for instance, if you won the championship in basketball, you learned that working as a team helps everyone be successful. If you went to a concert for Taylor Swift, and you realize that her being a perfectionist and working so hard to create a great show performance on stage is fitting for how successful she is, i.e., how hard she works equals how successful she is. That could be the lesson you learned that you could apply to your life, that hard work equals success. Okay, here's a couple examples of show, don't tell. Brian pursed his lips and clenched his fist into tight balls. Try as he might, he could not contain himself. Within seconds, he erupted like a volcano. The boring way of saying that is Brian was angry. He started to yell. And another example, a gigantic grin spread across Bailey's face, and her eyes lit up like the sky on the 4th of July. Awesome. The boring version is Bailey was happy. All right. The next one, this will be the last one I do. Bella couldn't help herself. Her jaw dropped to the floor as her eyebrows shot towards the ceiling. Boring version. Bella was shocked. All right. Think about interesting ways to illustrate the action in your story as you write. Here is a sampling of transitional words, and these are kind of our simple ones for the beginning. Once upon a time, one day in the beginning, initially, or first. In the middle of your story, you're going to be using words like second, next, then, also, after that, later, along the way, meanwhile, not long after that, in addition to, during this, as I go to the right and look at the more exhaustive list. And then the end, finally, last, in the end, etc. And then there's several other ones at the bottom that you could also note to sum it up, last but not least. As a result, all of these words, if you use them at the beginning of your sentences, help the reader move from event to event in your story, and it really leads to a smooth ride as a reader. Okay.